Splitting Hairs Podcast. Welcome to the Splitting Hairs Podcast. It's another Friday night football edition. Kyle and Stack coming to you live and in color, definitely in Stack's case. But just want to shout out our sponsor, this year's title sponsor of this podcast segment, yet again, the Wild Hair, Brookings, South Dakota. They're running happy hour every day, 3 to 7, all day happy hour on Sundays and Tuesdays. $3 Wild Islands on Thursdays, Fireball Friday, that's today. Shots are $3. $1 tequila shots, Friday only, that's today. $4 double wells, Wednesdays and Fridays. Again, there's a Friday option. Game day specials on Saturday are $10 buckets of domestics and $22 buckets of seltzers, only during the Jacks game. Obviously, get in there this weekend. If you are not making the trek to Bozeman, they show all Jacks football games and basketball teams get some love as well whenever they play. Shout out to them for sponsoring the pod. Without further ado, let's get into it, gentlemen. We have our third member of the Three Stooges here, Brian. Brian's bringing in a much nicer background there, just showcasing, the two natties. No big deal.
Yeah. Got to live up to the standard. The blinds weren't cutting it. You know what I'm saying?
Blinds weren't cutting it.
Yeah,
People were wondering if you went to Home Depot or Lowe's, right? So, gentlemen, it was a heck of a start to the season just to secure the dub. A lot of really cool synchronicities in terms of, honoring Nate White, his family being able to be there and be present for it. I want to say there was about 15 folks in attendance on his behalf. Supporting him in his memory. And interesting little tidbit, he rocked number 20 at Wisconsin, rocked number 3 in his short time at State, and the final score was 20-3. So I don't know. I think I don't know if you want to call it divine or a little nod to him, but nonetheless, a pretty cool synchronicity or coincidence for him and his family. So the boys got the dub. It wasn't clean from start to finish. What are our initial impressions of game one?
Initial impressions, I got to say, I love how our linebackers played. Like, they played like they were nuts. And, when you're playing football, like, there's, like, a certain level of, like, tenacity that you need to have, or, like, a certain level of, like, attitude you need to play with. And, like, one thing that I can say about this group is they have attitude, and like it was just so fun to watch. From like seeing Van Tol jump over a guy completely, face plant, then get up and then get a sack. Like, it's those kind of plays that are going to take you like that extra inch, like stuff that other teams won't do. You know what I'm saying? So defense wise, I was super happy with our front seven. I know you really can't see like how our back half is going to do just because like the passing game last week wasn't great. I don't want to come on here and stoke some fires and say some like bogus stuff, but like it just wasn't it. And like they weren't tested in the ways that I think they will be next week. Well, this weekend and going forward. So defensive side of the ball, though, they took care of biz. It was fun to watch.
Agree. Brian, what do you got?
For sure. I don't know. It just felt like D-line showed up ready to play. Loved what I saw from Reese and Rip. That shit kind of gets you
Logan
excited.
Green started the game off with a long arm. I love to see that. Shout out Logan Green for the long arm, man. That was disgusting.
No, seriously, though, Reese played with his hair on fire. I don't know. I was impressed. But, I mean, we seen him come in and give great work to, on scout team defense, and that was awesome to see just him grow all the way from that to where he is now. And then linebackers kind of backed up the talk a little bit, so that's exciting to see too.
Can't forget Kobe. I mean, if you rewatch it, I think we were all kind of curious transitioning down to more true interior play this year. What was his production going to look like? He was going to see more double teams. That dude ate, and he made them look foolish. not only with his quickness, but with his understanding of situational football, what they were trying to do, and his all-out pursuit. I mean, his sack, if you watch his sack, he just traced, and it was all effort play, which is what they say most sacks end up becoming, right? Who wants it more and who's going to finish?
Him and Stack have the same dance moves too. It's just
Hey,
he's
bro,
basically from Chicago. He's basically from Illinois.
Don't play me like
He's
that.
an Illinois Jack. I don't know if
No,
for any of you listening, Kobe is actually.
Yeah, look, man, you get your sack. Give him to get on out of there.
That's right.
Before we're done, I did want to talk about Lofton. Like, dude, I enjoy watching him play so much. Like, he looked like
hold that thought. We got to
Still
cover
on defense, buddy. There's two
my
sides.
bad. My bad.
All right.
That's a nice white boy. I just wanted to say that.
There you go. That's right. Exciting whites, right? Shout out to Coach Eck for pointing that out with the wine section. The exciting whites. When we look at the defense as a whole, as a unit, I think they all rallied around sudden change pretty well, right? So we coughed up the rock in a goal-to-go situation early with, young center dealing with a lot of mass in there on the defensive line for Sac State, well over 3 bills and really doing a good job to clog up 2 gaps. Not so much in the run game, but they hunkered down when it came to goal-to-go situations, right? They threw a lot of pressure at Chase as well. So, that probably played an impact in them trying to settle in, know their assignments, especially early on in the game, because that was pretty early. So coughed it up, and then we coughed it up on the one of the ensuing punt returns, where I think Isaiah was probably just trying to make a quick move because he felt the defense kind of closing in on him. But nonetheless, just secure the rock. We've seen far too many times. I know Stack felt it a lot more than any of us on the pod with some of the other punt returners who were unbelievable talents in blue and white kind of cough up the rocks. So definitely a situation where we want to just maintain possession, but the defense rose up. It didn't matter. They didn't care. Like Brian and Stack said, they were playing with their hair on fire. They were acting like complete psychopaths, and you love to see it, throwing their bodies on the line and throwing their bodies on the line at the linebacker level and really making it a lot easier on our defensive backs, right? Because I think the chaos that we were able to generate with our front 7 was making Jaden Rashada uncomfortable in the pocket, right? And that just showed up in the stat sheet. He was completely inept, not, as a person, but as a quarterback. Only completing like 40 to 50% of his passes, 11 of, I want to say like 25 or something, like really bad overall. But, that also could be a function of them not being very good, right? We don't want to get too hyped up thinking that, we should right
That's
now.
The thing too, though, is that we didn't play the best ball that we could, because we can always say like, oh, we were 3 points away from a shutout.
Yeah, exactly.
We were a drop touchdown. I mean, buddy, it was open. He just dropped the ball. So it really could have been 20-10 or maybe 20-7,
Or
so
it could have been 40. Could have been 41-0. I mean, really. And that's really the expectation, obviously understanding that it's game 1, a lot of new pieces, trying to find our rhythm and identity, which clearly is running the rock, right? And then so just looking at that support he did get on the back end to kind of cap off our defensive evaluation here, I like what I saw from Kobe Bretz, right? I like what I saw from Jaden Oliver. I think we need to be more football smart on that play and just bat it down on 4th and long. But I also don't mind him being greedy and getting in the stat sheet. But in more meaningful games, let's go ahead and bat that down, right? Just like you would if you're on offense, staying in bounds to keep the clock running if we're trying to bleed the clock. So situational football, I think we can be smarter. I think I really like what we did on, just from our safety play in general. I think one or two times we kind of got in there with our eyes and kind of creeped up a little bit much, let guys get behind us. What do you think, Stack, from like Jay Lee's perspective, Kobe Bretz, and the whole crew back there? Or Brian?
No, for sure, though. I did feel like sometimes maybe the slot was winning a little bit more than the guys on the outside. And so clean 1 or 2 things up, and I think we're going to be –
I had a technical difficulty. I'm sorry, Brian.
No, it's okay, Stack. I'll cover for you anytime. You know what I'm saying? So
You were saying?
Appreciate you.
What were you saying, Brian? You were saying safety play. What do you like on the back end?
Back end, easily the pick. I love the pick. Even though this doesn't have anything to do with ball, but it is nice listening to an announcer that knows ball and situational awareness. Like Team Riggs.
You're talking about Curtis Riggs. Shout out Curtis Riggs. I love the combination of him and Tyler Merriam. Like those guys, I mean, Tyler is the GOAT in my opinion. Just for us to be able to have him from, the FCS ranks, he's a top tier announcer. So to be able to have him and Riggs talk ball, because they both see the game, they've watched enough football, and Riggs has coached it, and obviously is a staple in the state of South Dakota with his camps and clinics, and obviously what he did at USF as a player and then a coach. And so it's cool to have him understand ball and see ball and like break down what's happening for the audience too.
And not only that, but he's super blunt too, into the fact of like, that's not how it's supposed to look.
Amen.
He's just calling it how it is. And at the end of the day, like that's what people want to hear. Like,
yeah,
that wasn't perfect. We could do this better. Or, oh, that's a bad time to pick the ball off. You should have batted it down. We're starting we're finishing where we should have started at. Like that's just nice to hear.
Which I wanna come in on that point and Stack back me up on this. That's not always how it's been, right? So since you guys upped the level of expectation with deep playoff runs and natty titles, I think now people understand the expectation is like, hey, we're not gonna put makeup on a pig and call it something that it's not, right? So I liked it. What did you like, Stack, on the back end with DBs?
Actually, yeah. On the back end, I like the physicality they played with, and I think it all kind of emanates from how that front seven's playing. Like if you're a DB and you're backpedaling, you're seeing your linebackers put their face on people, they're celebrating. Like you want to get in on that. You know what I'm saying? Like you see D lineman Colby doing horrible dances and stuff like that. Like you want to get in on that, right?
Yeah.
So like I think that just our guys up front, up in their level of play, like that just emanates throughout the entire defense. And I'm excited to see, how our back seven plays against some dudes who have played some ball and who get balls thrown within 10 feet of them. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
This is going to be a lot better too than what we just faced.
Oh yeah.
Indeed. Oh, yes. And we'll get into that. We'll get into that for sure. When you look at the overall scraping and pursuit of our linebackers, got to shout them out. When we had the D-line, had them wrapped up, Ullman's flying in there, forcing a fumble, putting his fist right on the ball, loose ball security on an up-the-middle run. You love to see it. Obviously, we're swarming on it. Kirschman gets the recovery. Love to see Chase exhibit unreal athleticism. When you see that replay, shout out to social media crew for Go Jacks football, because they were just highlighting how insanely high over that running back he leaped. And then to have the savvy to get up and continue to make the play. Obviously, he shot right back into his lap, and he was able to finish it. But that's something you dream about. That's like stuff you see on video games, right? And like to see that play out live is pretty remarkable. So shout out to Chase for that effort.
And I think you can see. Oh, for sure, I could have. For sure, don't play me like that.
Scott could have done what Reese did, pushing Rashada's face back down and getting 15. I've seen him do that.
Hey, man, we don't talk about that. Jimmy gave me my lashings for that plenty of times. But I think something like with our linebackers, bro, like what you kind of see is like you could tell these dudes didn't play a lot. So like they're just hungry, like taking advantage of the moment. Like they're not taking any of it for granted. And like they're playing like every single play like means something to them. And like not that linebackers who play a lot like don't do that, but like you can just like physically see it. Like bro, like Chase is happy to get a sack. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. Like it's really fun football to watch, especially for defensive guys like us. So
yeah. Well, and speaking from a role player perspective, as an H-back like Gustad, shout out to him, or Gustad, however you say it, Goose, we'll call him. It is so rewarding to finally get some run, some serious run. That hunger has just been building and building. So you see guys like Joe and Chase and the rest of those cats. exhibit what that hunger was building inside, what it looks like on the field. So yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's not that guys who are vets don't have that, but that familiarity can kind of like maybe desensitize you a little bit emotionally, to where now it's so blatant when you have young guys step up and really just let it loose. Want to talk about other young guys shifting to offense now. Stack, you brought it up. Lofton playing like a man possessed.
He it's like he's white, right? And I'm not gonna make like race card or nothing, but
you're about to play. Go ahead.
Even like the way he swagged out, like everything about him, bro. Like I enjoyed watching him play. Like even listening to this interview, like the most like respectable dude ever, like respectful. But like out there, bro, like the way he was celebrating, like I said, like he got a jersey tucked up, he got like the swag rag in the back. I'm like, okay,
single leg sleeve, I think.
Yeah, like dude might be the next in line, from Yankees and Winnicky to like the next like white dude who's like that out of South Dakota State. It seems. I don't know.
He toted the rock. He got open. He secured the ball. He plucked it out of the air. Dude was made to play football, and he built himself into that. Obviously, no doubt with some help of coaching and the support needed to do that. But just really a pleasure to watch, in my opinion, man. Guys that again, that hunger. Like he played a little last year, he got a little taste, and he got addicted to it, right? He got his fix, and he wanted more, and he showed it. And we're really going to need it this week, right? So it's just good to see that momentum start to build early on in the season, because it provides room to obviously move forward in a similar fashion. And it makes defenses have to prepare not only for him, but I liked what I saw flashes from Bullock too. I mean, obviously getting open in situations, making the first guy miss, getting upfield, really good stuff there. And I don't think we've really seen what Isaiah could do yet as well, Garcia Castaneda, because he caught a couple balls, I think, but, really got an opportunity in the punt return game. I know he wants to bounce back from what he would probably deem a subpar performance on his end. And so I'm really excited about our receiving core. Really want to shout out, obviously, Grayton Gannon did some good things too. Getting open, big-time plays, kind of not necessarily true scramble rules, but there was like a 5-yard out where he worked upfield, made himself open to Chase. Really good time to transition to Chase. I like what I saw out of Chase. Obviously, there's room for growth. He held onto the ball maybe a little bit long. Some of those reasons were as a result of not great protection. But, in terms of I'm not high on his mechanics, right? I've said it, but his live arm, just darts out there. So it got him out of a lot. And I love that he didn't go broke taking a profit, right? He just took what the defense gave him, and he was decisive when he did let it rip for intermediate to longer passes.
And he ran out of bounds. I've never seen him do that. So it's either putting the wood to him, as Stack would say, or
going over
him. So
yeah, bro's taking care of his body, and he's throwing. Bro, but his arm is nuts. Dude's throwing weapons of mass destruction out of the backfield. But
it really is crazy too watching it, because it straight up looks. Even the way he kind of moves is like a shortstop, right? I'm like watching him. He's just like moves. Brian, you played a ton of baseball. The way he kind of throws it is like he's got his glove hand and he's trying to turn two, right? It's funny to watch. The thing
too is it looks effortless.
Yes.
It's not like he's trying to just throw a missile. It's just there.
And what's crazy about that, and obviously we're a little bit biased, but I think anybody who just takes a look, can you imagine if he had to throw a Hail Mary type situation and he actually got some torque into it? My goodness, I wonder how far he could actually throw the ball. I'm saying 75. I'm saying at least.
Hopefully we're never in that situation.
But that's what I was going to say. I hope we never have to find out.
I hope we have to find out, because it's a halftime situation. We're up 28 points, and I just want to see if he can do it, get a little film on it.
Yeah.
But outside that, man, we really didn't need a ton in the passing game. We got a ton on the ground, right?
I enjoyed seeing Chase because we talked about Taryn a little bit, how he was he was a burner, he could move, but Tyrann was a lot like scramble to throw. Like it's good to see like on third down, like Chase could really get you there. Like if you need that, like I would really feel comfortable from like 6. Like if he needed to get 6 yards, like he can do it with his legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like to see that where if a play kind of breaks down, like you kind of see him get into it a little bit where he's like, oh, like I'm just going to get this. Like I think that's something that's going to help our offense a ton.
Yeah, it's something you have to account for, right? Like, I mean, we've had one team in particular get us with that type of play over and over again last year. And, you know, you look at now us having that, you know, ace in the hole to be able to do, because Mark would do it, but it was more in designed runs, right? And Chase can certainly do the same. But now the ability to tuck it, get 5 to 10 and get out of bounds now, if he's starting to really lean on that mentality, I think that's good. Didn't love seeing him take off to try to maybe get 6 before half. That was crazy. He took a shot I didn't think he needed to, but it's all good. You can't stop a competitor from competing. So, but like shifting into the actual run game, what were our takeaways?
Buddy is great in the pocket. Just get Stack off your back and let's hit the hole.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, we are super high on Julius Loffridge. It does seem like his top end speed isn't what we've grown accustomed to from some previous backs, but my goodness, if he's getting 7.2 a clip and the guys are creating lanes for him, I will take that all day and twice on Sundays.
Said if you can get a guy like it, and I think like it's rare in college football where you get a guy that can really like stick his foot in the ground, like cut all the way back around and get like gain yards on that. And like we've been blessed at South Dakota State where we've had backs like that can do that for the past almost decade. But like that's not very common. And like to get another talent that can do that is huge. Like for our offensive line, right? Like when you're blocking, like you can run mid zone, right? I don't know if were y'all paying attention to that? Did they run a lot of mid zone last week? Right.
They ran more duo.
Yeah.
They ran duo, and then they ran some QB counter. They ran a lot of stuff. I loved that's a good point. I loved the run game package Coach E put in. It was awesome to watch.
Yeah, like when they kind of
hold on, this is a great point. Gentlemen, we saw a short yardage fullback handoff. That hasn't happened since Luke Sellers maybe took one back in your day.
Maybe one. Yes. No, he didn't. It was Mikey Daniel. No, he didn't. He didn't touch one.
Mikey. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Couldn't believe it. My heart about stopped. Brian was like, dude, chill. It's just one play. But I was so hyped. It was great. Love seeing it.
I say, yeah. And like when you have a back that can do that, it's just going to open up your playbook so much more. Even when plays break down, you're going to be like, okay, like we have a chance to get 4 out of this at least. You know what I'm saying? I think that, you know, with time, you know, and with the different kind of backs we got too, like Bozeman was looking good out there. Like I think he's a really tough runner. Like he's a dude you could almost like he's a little bit more of a bruiser in there. Like I'm excited to see, you know, when we play certain teams, if we get more of like a downhill power type package and he'll be the guy that rolls in for that, akin to what we thought Kirby was going to be last year for us. Like, you know,
shout out Matt for providing all the great content to hook us up as we do our breakdowns here. Always like referencing JI. So good work there on Know Your Foe. Also want to shout out Basinger. Basinger looked like he had some good promising burst, decisive when he made the right reads and got his foot in the ground and got upfield. So, I mean, again, not to come down on Julius for anything, but he definitely looked like he had more top end speed, which we'll need, right? Like you need a good change of pace for both. But man, Loffridge just fits. I mean, he was the first person since Kyle Manette to have over 100 some rush yards in his opening debut. And Kyle Manette is a Hall of Famer. He was my running back. He made me look good when I had false step after false step and I was blocking the wrong guy. Now we would bury him, but I was still blocking the wrong guy way too many times. So regardless, man, just again, we continue to reload at the running back position. For sure RBU, but now is when we earn it, right? Good time to transition into the upcoming matchup in Bozeman because I personally think Sacramento State was garbage, right? I don't even want to do that to you, Stack. Like, don't want your name associated with them because I just think they're going to be a 500 team, and that's not to take anything away from them. They just did not look like they had a good product. And
I mean, a whole lot of just a good lot of lip service out there. You know what I'm saying? Like to get hype around your program. I get that, but I'm saying that's hard to do when you're opening up against like a legit FCS powerhouse. So like, would they have liked to play the Jacks like probably next year and then just go through a cupcake schedule and look all right? But enough about them. I'm sorry, I'm going on.
Exactly. No, it's a great point, and I do want to that speak on. It just goes to show when your president or people who don't really have skin in the game in terms of the preparation and all that, when they write checks that you can't cash, it just does a disservice to the guys. Because I can't remember who was saying it. I think Coach Jackson on the show with Tyler on his weekly show was saying like the guys themselves didn't seem like they were talking too much smack. I mean, they seemed to be fairly respectful to the Jacks, and then to have your president overhype the program. That's tough, especially when you got 70 new guys or whatever. And, but wish them the best. We're done. Just like Belichick says, we're on to Montana State. So on to Montana State. Stack, I know you have a personal feelings about Montana State and being out there in Bozeman, which we can get into, and I would love to. But 5 out of the last national championship contenders for the last 5 years have been either South Dakota State or Montana State. And that's pretty incredible. And I don't think anything is going to change after this matchup. I think one of the two are very strong likelihoods of being present in Nashville in January. That being said, do you guys think that this is a make or break game? What are your thoughts going into it in terms from a speculative standpoint?
I'd say it's more of a make or break game for Montana State, because if you go down 0-2 at home opener, like with your transfer QB and you're bringing back like a lot of talent that you had last year, like you're like, if you're Brent Vegan, like you're sick, like he would be sick, and I would love nothing more than that. But I think, oh yeah, no, I got beef with him until it's all over. But the Jacks, like, this is really like a litmus test to see, like, okay, like how legit are we right now, right? Like, because you're about to see, as they have been the past few years, right? Great linebackers, great defensive line. Like, I don't know, Brian, did you think their O-line was that good when you played them?
They talked really well. They talked a lot.
Communication or
non-joy gang or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to get canceled. That's lame, though. That is lame.
What were they calling themselves?
Don Joy Mafia.
Or something like, I don't know.
Dude, okay.
It's pretty cool when you wear knee braces, I guess.
Yeah, that center graduated, didn't he?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, yeah. He was a weirdo. I thought he was the weirdest guy ever. I'm like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm going back in time.
But
not an Illinois prospect.
Absolutely not. He had to be a Montana native. He had to be. I'm like, this dude's a freak.
Love it. Well, that's a great place to start our kind of analysis here. So they do have a really solid lineman, Titan Fleshman, number 66, who's a real anchor, All-American, coming at the Jacks chain gang, I should say. They're going to be pretty solid up front. I don't think anything that is going to be necessarily something that the boys can't handle, but they are playing at home, gold rush pressure. It's going to be quiet when they're on offense, right? And it's going to be super loud when we're on offense. But with respect to kind of how they've had to create a makeshift offensive line, more or less, because their center's injured, right? So I'm not sure what his actual –
Sorry, was he one of the 4 coming back, the center?
I believe he was, yeah. So They got their left tackle, Braden Zimmer. He's 6'6", 285. Their left guard, Everett Carr, 6'4", 305. He's a sophomore. So two guys. One guy coming back, that left tackle. I think they graduated their previous. JT Reed is their center that's actually filling in, 6'3", 290. He's battled injuries. He was an all-conference player in 2022. Titan Fleshman is at right guard, the one we referenced, 6'4", 300. He's a redshirt junior. He started every game last year at right tackle and obviously has tons of experience. Cedric Jefferson goes at right tackle this year. Started the first 3 games of the season at left tackle before being injured last season. So definite mass across the board. I mean, it's nothing we're not accustomed to in the Valley, but they're definitely built like a Valley team because a lot of the offensive lines are not structured in that fashion in the Big Sky, more aerial, I would say. So, I mean, we know what they're going to do, right? They bring back Adam Jones, the illustrious freshman. I think he won. Did he not win the Jerry Rice Freshman of the Year award? If he didn't, he was in the running very deep too, because he was a dog. So last year, to start off the season against New Mexico, against Bronco Mendenhall, former BYU coach, had his 1 season at New Mexico before Coach Eck took the reins. He had about a 75 to 80 yard touchdown run, maybe longer. It might have been 90 some yards, but he has some wheels. He did it again across the entire Big Sky. Just really a force at running back. He goes about 6'1", 210, I want to say. So he's pretty stout. And then you look at Julius Davis, 5'10", 210. They're a tough duo. You look at Julius, I believe he's a transfer from Wisconsin. They racked up the yardage. Last year, Jones rushed for 1,100, 14 touchdowns, 21 receptions, 214 yards. They really didn't get anything at all on the ground against Oregon, but you can't even really evaluate that, in my opinion. Davis is in and out. He's battled injuries. When he's healthy, he has bursts, looks great. He had, when he did play last year, 40 carries for 227 yards. They will roll out Jared White as well. He's a guy who tested the waters in the transfer portal, but then came back in, similar to some guys that we had. He has 871 career rushing yards. Didn't see run against Oregon. And then when you look at their receiving core, this is really what the intrigue is for me, because the Jacks have notoriously been good at making teams one-dimensional. Now, can they do that in Bozeman? Time will tell. But Justin Lamson's coming in, 6'2", 220, transferring from Stanford. He did rush for, I want to say 8 touchdowns last year. So, like, really, really good presence in the red zone. He was more of that kind of quarterback. He was only 23 of 31 last week for 198 yards. A lot of that when the game was already decided. He can move. Stack, you were talking about his ability to kind of like move in the pocket, whether he needed to run or not. What's your take on that?
I say, yeah, like he's not necessarily like Chase, but like he is a dude who can move. Like you said, he had 8 rushing touchdowns. Like,
yeah,
he's not a guy you want to cut loose. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously there are some guys where it's like, yeah, like if he gets out of the pocket, like our D tackle could track him and hip drop him, but like your D tackle's not catching him. And like he's kind of an athlete too.
He is. He's not a Tommy Millott, which I think it actually bodes well for us, because Tommy was essentially like a scat back playing quarterback who could throw, but when he was running, that's 4.4 speed getting out on you, right? And Brian, you can speak to that. I mean, you've seen their offensive line, you've seen what they've been able to do when they've had mobile quarterbacks. What's kind of your take on what they'll probably look to do?
Honestly, if he's gonna run, it better be before the first half, because there's a kid coming back about halftime.
Yep.
Loose. And
1 or 2.
Run if you want to. No.
Yeah.
Honestly, it'll just be interesting to see either on both sides too, because they're definitely going to load the box against us. We'll probably do the same thing, and just whoever wins that one-on-one matchup on the outside the most is going to win. And that's kind of how I view the game going.
100%. I think that is a phenomenal point, because I think it all plays into their dog, right? So a lot of noise has come out on the interwebs this week about Taco Dowler, number 14.
Bro, what is his real name? I'm sorry. It's something like Clarence. I found out today that's not his real name.
It's like McLean or something like that.
Yeah, I'm never calling him Taco again. McLean. Like, I don't want any bulletin board.
What do you got against Irish people?
I don't know, but like, dude, I'm not calling you Taco if that's not your real name, bro. Like, that actually made me mad when I found that out. Like, I was like,
I'm not gonna lie, I thought he was black when I heard that. I didn't. That's like that's a Key and Peele skit, right? Like, I would have thought that he definitely came from Illinois with that name.
Yeah, I looked at that and I'm like, this dude. I'm like, your real name is McLean, bro, and you got people out here calling you Taco. I'm like, who called you
I
Taco?
should say, I don't know if it's McLean. It starts with an M. I heard Tyler.
It is something like that. But yeah. I'm like, bro, I know you didn't come out like who started calling you that, bro? To where now, like on the Montana State page, it's Taco. Like, bro, I'm sorry, that just made me mad. I'm sorry, tangent.
Man, why are you Haterade? Stack sponsored by Haterade today.
Oh, absolutely.
Is it because one of their fans shot you an epic picture of a bird?
Yes, bro. I'm walking off the field, and then like a Brookings 4 comes up and is giving me the middle finger. I'm like, dude, what's going on here?
Yeah. No, this is a great point by Mason as well to that, since we're talking offensive lines and strategy here. Mason Lamasser brings up, how worried are we about the freshman center in Bozeman atmosphere, especially after last week? He's going to settle into some capacity or he's not, right? Like, fact of the matter is he's going to be in an environment where they're going to try to stress him. I think putting him hopefully in advantageous situations where we're ahead of the chains, not taking negative plays, is going to be crucial. But that being said, they have their own center issues on the other side of the ball. So again, whose D line is able to force the issue more, and which battle on the edge wins, right? Like, does Jaden step up and travel with Taco? Because Jaden's a dog himself, right? So it'll be interesting. What do we think?
I mean, honestly, just going back to Mason's point, 2022, we didn't think – everybody said Gus didn't know how to snap, and then he went and won the Remington. So I'm not saying this kid is Gus by any means, but there's ebbs and flows. You get the game reps, and then you're ready to rock. So it just takes some time.
I think if he gets in contact early, right, Stack?
I think that at center, right, like a lot of times Montana State's not running like zero nose stuff, right? Like they're not like Montana. So like a lot of his blocks are going to be like helping dudes out, pulling. Like he's not going to be like getting his face ripped off like every single play and stuff. So like to a degree, like that can kind of help him focus a little bit. Like, all right, like I just got to know my job, snap the ball, like support kind of where I need to support, right? If they do any center pull stuff, like his job isn't going to be – his job's delivering the ball, right? And then like putting the hurts on someone that's getting blocked by someone else, essentially.
And that's a great point too, because if you ask anybody on the O-line from the Jacks, they don't feel like they played the best game. So
good.
Not only
there's a lot on
that,
the table.
Interior pressure. I mean, there's a lot going on in that Sac State game to where the snaps might be, oh, he's worried because he has to get help from another guard instead of just being able to focus on his job and not doing too much.
Right. I think not doing too much is the point to make here. And will he not force the issue and kind of feel a little shaky, because he is going up against a guy who's played a lot of football for them, Paul Brott, 6'3", 300, another big body nose tackle, rocking number 41. I think that's a significant number to them.
Triple stack.
So if he's got Three Bills Club. Brott's been around for a while. He had 49 tackles and 6 TFLs last year with 3 sacks. That is the Big Sky, and not to throw shade at them, but it is different when you're playing Sac State and you're playing Cal Poly and some of these teams that have kind of struggled over the years. He's a dominant player in the middle, right? Brent Vegan acknowledged him with the number 41, and yeah, that is significant to them. It's a Montana native. I wonder if he has any corny nicknames for his team out there. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, for real.
We'll see. But with that being said, they do have another Dowler who's a pretty solid player on that side of the ball. He's
a safety for him.
He's a safety or a linebacker. He might be like a nickel.
Yeah, he led the team in tackles last week.
Yeah, Caden Dowler, number 5. He's a redshirt junior. He led the team in tackles in week 1. Yeah, he didn't do a whole lot last year, but regardless, they're gonna have some dogs on the defensive side of the ball. They recruit really well, and it'll be interesting in terms of let's go through their secondary, because I think we know our secondary. Going through their secondary, their starting free safety is Taki Ulialakapia. We'll just call him Taki. Number 2, Taki. 6 foot, 6 foot, 180 pounds. He was on crutches last week after the game, but he is their starting safety. So they did get banged up. There is a silver lining for us playing an FBS opponent, playing a team that's coming off playing an FBS opponent. Could bode well. Starting opposite him that's Caden Dowler. He doesn't have a nickname. Must be his real name. Definite white guy name. He played in just 6 games in 2024, like I mentioned, with 12 stops, but he definitely rocked it. 7 solo tackles against Oregon. And then number 29, J.J. Dolan. He is a guy who filled in for Taki. We'll see how he turns out on Saturday. And then there's a redshirt freshman, Colton Petrie, who saw some action. When you look at their cornerback room, this is where it's all going to boil down. The guy that you want to keep an eye on is Taden Gray. He had 5 tackles last week against Oregon. Jace McMillan also returns. He appeared a little bit last season. And so when we look at just their secondary makeup, I think in terms of size advantage, I like what we've got. You know, they go 5'9", 5'10". They got one guy that's 6 feet. But other than that, obviously our length on the edge is going to bode well. So we'll see. It's all going to be who wins their one-on-ones, right?
And if we take anything away from the Oregon game in the receiver room, I hope it's just they put it on tape. You can block them, okay?
Right.
You can block them. Can we get some of that stuff? Put that in the water bottles. All right.
No block, no rock. Right. That's what I love seeing. Is like they were hungry to get their guys in the end zone, almost more hungry than they were to catch the rock, and that being Oregon I'm talking about here. So when you look at our unit, how it's assembled, obviously last week we showed we're willing to give obviously jet sweeps to Lofton, Isaiah. I'm sure he's capable. Haven't seen it out of Bullock. I'm curious to see what Coach E dials up in the game plan this week, because I do think a team like Montana State, you can't be too one-dimensional in the run game. You know, just you got to give them a little QB run, QB counter, QB power, give them some natural power run duo. Also give it to your guys on jet sweeps, spread them out. Maybe some draw action to see how they're going to react to it. Just a lot of great options we've got, I think. And then do our tight end show up? Historically, Tucker Kraft 8 against Montana State, right? Both in the playoffs and both times in the playoffs at their place and at our place. So it'll be interesting to see.
That's a good point.
And I also, to a degree, right, like Bozeman is a tough place to play. And like, I've just been thinking about this because I said it on that video. But like, the last team to hand them an L there, I think on their Gold Rush night, was us.
It was.
So it's not like impossible to play there. Like obviously it's going to be a very different environment for like a lot of our new guys coming in that haven't played a lot of meaningful football. But like, bro, once you start like doing them bogus, like their fans will kind of sit back like, okay.
as any fandom will,
right, yeah.
Your team's getting silenced, right? So that's a good point, though, because that was a very different team that you guys were playing against in that time period. Special teams showed up big, right? In that game, fake field goal, Chase Vinatieri housed it, right? Nephew of the GOAT, Adam Vinatieri. And so I think that special teams is going to be crucial. When you look at their last loss outside of South Dakota State on their home turf, if it wasn't Montana, it certainly was North Dakota State in the playoffs. They took an L in 2022 when or was it 23? It was 23. 2023 they took an L there. That blocked PAT. Exactly. So I mean, every play counts, every play matters, and every play comes at much more of a premium at this point in the season, and also for potential seeding down the road, right? Because we know the Valley's a grind. In my opinion, we gotta come out with a W after this one.
Yeah.
So special teams, like we got to make our field goals. We can't leave 6 points on the board, this week.
Yeah, no, that won't cut it. And I mean, Brent Vegan, he's going to coach up his squads well. Like they got I think Taco's returning kicks still, isn't he?
Yeah, he was an All-American returner last year.
Yeah, and like you know what I'm saying. So like you can't be lackadaisical coming down on punt, kick up. Like we got to be firing on all cylinders, and like that's kind of what I'm excited to see. Like, because I mean, these guys know this, our coaches know this. So like, I want to see what they look like when they're like, okay, we have to be essentially perfect.
Right.
Like, I want to see what that looks like. Like, if they can play that way, like, they could swing this into like where the rest of the FCS is like, whoa, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying?
Another great point and another really good reason that we got guys back that know South Dakota State ball. Coach Berge, he obviously coached against Montana State in 21. But then you look at Coach Jackson was a DC at Idaho last year, so he understands Montana State. He knows what they want to do. And then you look at Coach Jackson. Coach Jackson coming over from UC Davis, he understands how to attack this team from a special teams standpoint. And if I'm not mistaken, Taco did get out against UC Davis in some of those games. So he'll understand what to do and what not to do in those situations against their weapons. So, gentlemen, we're creeping up on time. What do we think in terms of attack? Who do we like to see in terms of players of the game? We'll start with the defensive side of the ball.
Stack, go ahead, big dog.
Players of the game for the Montana State game.
Yep. Next week against.
No. I thought we were doing. I didn't know if we were giving it for guys last week. Like, who was our player?
We do both. Yeah. Who's your game ball from last week?
Oh, game ball from last week. This is lame, but I'll just go Chase just because that play was just way too cool.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'll try. I would love to give it to really the front seven. They just put on a show, and like it was just, it could go to any one of those guys, any one of the guys rolling in there. Like, from top to bottom, really wasn't disappointed with almost anything I saw from those guys. So front seven, you guys fight it out for who you want to have it. So
beautiful. And I believe, what was it, Antonio Brown that said cut that shit on? Antonio Brown said that, and anytime you flip on the tape and you watch Kobe Claiborne play, man, he's a problem. And honestly, it's so shocking to me because he's not the biggest dude. He just leverages his skill set, and he's got a hellacious rip, and he pursues. So my game ball is going to Kobe last week on the defensive side of the ball. Who you got, Stack?
Oh, I got Joe Ullman. I'm guessing you.
Oh, you do?
That's all good. I got Joe Ullman.
Yeah.
He punched the ball out for that fumble. He was
all over the field.
That is a good choice, yeah.
Not only that, but he's calling the defense, lining that shit up. Didn't look like we had too many mental errors. So
no, really good stuff. All good picks, man. I like it. Again, opponent, we'll see. Moving to the offensive side of the ball, who do we like from last week?
I'm going Loft.
Okay. Yeah. Are we unanimous?
For sure.
Yeah, unanimous.
You're going Loft Ridge. I thought you said Lofton. I'm going Lofton.
I said Lofton.
Yep.
I said Loft Ridge.
Okay.
He didn't break any long, but I know I was just throwing the stack thing on the back there for a little bit. But honestly, we could have done a lot. So
yeah, he's a guy.
Can't wait to see this week how he shows up. L squared for the game balls. Shout out to Coach Stig on that one. Couldn't agree more with the book club. Want to
shout out book club, man.
Yeah.
Last time we've read a book.
That's read the word book. He's read
the
word.
Man, you know me. Love me some book. Comic books. I read a lot of comic books.
That doesn't people out there. What do you got? What are you rocking? Sure. Who gets your game ball in terms of comics?
Oh, like Ryder. Man,
now he's keeping out.
There's got to be Brian Michael Bendis for what he did in Ultimate Spider-Man from like 2000 to 2008. Fire. Sorry. I hate to show that side of me to you.
Brian, I know you like anime. What do you?
It's okay. I never could read the books with pictures, so I'm just surprised Stack got further than me. Shout out.
Yeah,
Stack.
I'm not gonna lie either. Shout out Stack because I never knew where to start. Is it Chinese? You start right to left. Like where do you?
Are you talking about anime? No, I'm talking about like American, bro. We're patriots over here.
Yes. Which box do you start out with?
Oh, it's like reading a book. So like
left to right.
Like, yeah,
up to down? Come on, what are we doing here?
There. Then there's splash pages where it's like something's behind and then it's like you got to read this. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just looking at the pictures if I'm being honest. Like what's the
I respect that.
You know,
I respect
got to
that.
shout out Iron Man. I did have an edition of Iron Man that I bought, of course, not to read, but to look at the pictures. And who knows where it went? Don't know if it was worth any value, but it's gone now. Want to talk about the special teams units. Who do we like? I mean, it was kind of a frustrating one on the special team side. Want to shout out maybe the kickoff man. Was it Arrington?
For the end zone and not out of bounds.
Right, not out of bounds. You got to take wins when you get them, big and small. I'm going to go with him.
Unanimous.
So, yeah, unanimous.
Unanimous. Yeah, that's a good
Great job, Brian.
That's a good move. Pelham did he punt? I don't think, did we punt? Maybe once. I don't think we punted. Damn. Ooh, this could be a wild card this week. So interesting to see.
And I'm wondering if we're gonna do that 2-man thing we were doing last year. If we're gonna go traditional punch shield.
Yeah,
get some of those D linemen out there.
Shout out Isaiah. We'll see what he got. Coach Ijack. We should now move into anticipated players of the game, offense. Who are we watching for the Jacks?
Man, I want to see Chase take it to another, because this is his first time where he's calling the shots and you're like, lights are on, big time game. We're all watching how you're going to react to this. I'd love to see Chase just kind of say, hey, this is my Jackrabbit squad now. And like, this is how we play and this is how we take care of business. So I'll go Chase.
I'm going the offensive line.
Yeah.
Kind of got punched in the mouth last week. If you want to prove anything and get ready for the Valley, this is the team you have to do it against.
100%.
UND's D-line is going to be somewhat similar, if not better. NDSU's D-line is going to be somewhat similar, if not better. USD, whoever those guys are, they're going to be similar or somewhat better. So now's the time to find out. Drop the numbers.
I can't lie though. Like these dudes rolled in this week. Like it looked crazy because they were playing Oregon, but like on a lot of those plays, like they were just a step behind. Like some of those like like those DT counters they were running. Like dudes was there to make plays. Like they're not going to be caught off guard by gap scheme and stuff like that. Yes. And like that's the difference between this Big Sky team and a lot of other ones like Sac State. Like they don't know what to do with like gap scheme really, and like you can see it by how big some of those holes were. But like Brent Vegan, North Dakota State guy, like these dudes know, like, all right, like I know where to fit in this. Like, oh, guard and tackle pull him. Like I know I need to fall over the top, and I know where this play is gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited for this game.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if they will hit the Jacks in the mouth. The question is, are we gonna hit harder? How are we gonna weather the blows? And also, again, to that point, Coach E, they know gap scheme, right? Are we going to give them window dressing, shifts, trades, motions? Are we going to give them some off tendency looks with some of our schemes? We pull guys, but we're going opposite. What are we doing? It'll be fascinating to watch. I was going to go with one specific guy. I think your left tackle needs to eat in a game of this magnitude. Similar to Chase under the lights, I got to see Quentin Christensen truly establish himself as the guy. We heard about his leadership ability. We've seen him show up in moments in games. He's obviously a really good player. Really got to have it this week, right? And he's going to set the tone leadership-wise for the rest of the 605 Hogs. And I couldn't agree more, Brian. That's going to be who we're keeping an eye on. Shifting over to defense, who do we like?
Man. There's too many dudes to choose from, for real.
This is a good one. Let's see. Seth has a good one right here, I think.
Yeah.
Cullen.
I like Cullen. I like Bonnie. I gotta be real with you. I gotta stick with my roots. I'm gonna go Logan Green.
Of course.
In the middle.
Now I can read you like a comic book now. There we go.
Yeah, say, bro, I can't even play around. Like I seen that one long time out of him, like the first play of the game he was in. I was like, that's all I need to see. He's about to have a year on him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what he does this game. This is gonna be an important one for him, right? Like they're gonna be trying to pound the rock.
Love it. All right, Brian, who you got? I think I know who you're gonna go with.
I don't think you do. Jay Lee.
Oh, really? I was not gonna say Jay Lee. Let's go. Shout out Jay Lee. We need it. We
need him to be sticky.
Yeah.
No penalty.
Not let anybody behind him.
Yeah.
At all.
if anyone's got to step up and, secure everything front seven wise, love it.
Yep.
Love it.
I was gonna go color, but you made me switch my pick. I'm gonna go Jaden Oliver because we have got to shut down McLean. Dowler.
Yeah, Clarence. Your real name's Clarence. What are you talking about?
Are we talking? Here's the question: are we talking Taco Bell taco, or are we talking like hard shell from the store taco? Or
I just want to know where it came from. Or dog. As a grown man, like you're not gonna be calling me taco, bro. Like you're not gonna put that on the actual page, like the team
definitely
page.
Not
like,
Illinois prospect. Definitely. Not,
I would go fight that person. I'm like, bro, I know you did not put taco on the Montana State roster page, bro. But apparently he likes it. I don't know. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. That's his deal. You want to be called taco? People get called weirder things these days.
Jaden Oliver, step it up, shut him down. Let's go. Are you traveling with him? Are we going one side of the field because we trust our entire cornerback unit, DB unit? What are we doing on that front? It'll be interesting to see. I'm excited. That's why they play the game. I think, gentlemen, we're going to go in solidarity on this one. For special teams, we're going to look at the coverage units. Got to cover. Let's just call it what it is. Yes. Dowler, All-American. Yep, standing in solidarity with Stack and Illinois Jacks, all Illinois Jacks. Got to have it, man. Got to shut them down. Got to set ourselves up in good field position situations and back them up. We need it. So let's get it done. And then looking at our predictions, this is probably going to be the toughest part because we didn't have a good comp last week. We don't know how we're going to travel. Is our offense going to be clicking? Is it going to take us some time to get going? All these different factors are at play. What do we like?
It's hard because this offense is way better, but like our defense is also kind of crazy.
Right.
I want to say it's low scoring. I'll say like 14-17.
Holy cow, dude.
Are we rolling with that?
Mid-season form, baby. Let's go. 14-17. Damn it. Now I got to adjust what I was going to do. I wasn't going to say 14-17. I think that's too low. I'm going to say 24-20 Jacks.
I do think the Jacks pull it out though. Like, absolutely. Yeah. Not even being like a homer. Yeah,
I'm gonna be real. I don't know. I don't even. It's not like I lack confidence. I'm a process guy. I want to see what it looks like first, and then I'll have that feel. But you just can't judge that Oregon game. And like you said, Stack, there were times they were there. The game just got away from us.
Not at all. But
I would love to hop on here and say that Montana State sucks 50 zip Jacks.
Right.
But it's not like that.
It's not
throw it back to SDSU 2022 year. After that Iowa game, we got in a dogfight with UC Davis.
Right.
UC Davis shouldn't even be on the same field as us.
That's because somebody fumbled, and it happened again last week in his game. So gotta secure the rock.
Just saying, like, if they felt how we felt, how beat up we were, it's gonna be a long night because the Jacks gonna run the ball.
Well, and those DBs feel the same way. It was getting hemmed up, and then ESPN, bro. Like, do you know? I don't either. They're gonna have the worst game ever or the best game they've ever played. Because like Oregon's coach went out there and said, like, yeah, bro, like I love how they were blocking. Like, bro, they had you on the reels, bro.
Yeah,
they had you on the ESPN reels.
Blocking the wrong guy, but he's blocking his ass off.
That's right. Yeah, hey, I can relate. Let's go,
like, bro. Those guys, if we were Montana State pod, I'd be like, you guys need to respond.
If we're grading out, we get an L on assignment. We get an A for effort.
Right.
But man, that's exactly what throws me off in not knowing how to predict this one. Like I said, 24-20. Y'all have 17-14. Good guys. We're going to end it at that. Shout out our sponsor, the Wild Hair, Brookings, South Dakota. They're running drink specials nightly. Make sure you stay responsibly wild. Get out and support the Jacks and the Wild Hair Brookings. Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. Without further ado, go big, go blue, go Jacks.
Go Jacks.